now. Maddie.
Hi, good morning, Ashley and Nate. So this was not the outcome that many had predicted. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley beat Francesca Hong by less than a percentage point. Establishment Democrats are certainly celebrating this win. They were afraid that a Hong victory would essentially hand the GOP the keys to the governor's mansion in November. Hong had faced scrutiny over previous social media posts and lacked the endorsements of prominent progressives like Senator Bernie Sanders and AOC. Her narrow loss coming on the heels of a close race in Michigan showing that centrist voters still yield significant influence, especially in swing states. Crowley will now take on Republican Tom Tiffany in November. But the far left did get a boost in Minnesota, where progressive candidate Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan beat moderate Congresswoman Angie Craig to win the Democratic nomination for Senate. Flanagan was backed by Sanders, and she will face former sports broadcaster Michelle Tafoya in the general election. Meantime, Senator Amy Klobuchar will go head-to-head with Lisa Demuth for governor in Minnesota. Klobuchar easily won the primary, while Demuth beat Republican Mike Lindell, who was supported by President Trump. And in South Carolina, the late Senator Lindsey Graham's sister, Darlene, will head into a runoff with Ralph Norman, as no candidate got majority support.
First, I want to say that this is a very emotional night, because I'm usually standing here celebrating with Lindsey. So I know he's looking down right now, smiling though, so that gives me peace, but it's difficult. Secondly, I want to say thank you. Thank you to God for carrying my family and me through some of the most challenging times we've ever had the past few weeks.
The runoff will take place on August 25th. Ashley and Nate.
Okay, a lot going on. Maddie, thank you so much. In a major blow to the far left, moderate Democrat David Crowley has defeated Democratic Socialist Francesca Hong in the Wisconsin gubernatorial primary.
Yeah, a lot of attention on that race. However, progressive Democrats did find some success in Minnesota, with Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan winning her primary for Minnesota Senate.
To react to these results, Republican strategist and Cornerstone strategist principal Cassie Smedile joins us now. Cassie, thanks for talking to us about this. But, first and foremost, I know this was a close race, but Hong was supposed to wipe the floor with this. It wasn't even really supposed to be a race. So my question to that is this DSA messaging and trying to get these socialists elected, is it as effective as what they're trying to make everyone say?
Well, good morning to you both. I think it's a couple of things. One, I was in Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin, over the weekend. That's where my in-laws live. And the general sentiment around there, which is very working class, blue collar, and largely Democratic, frankly, was we don't really understand where she came from. That's not really the person that we're going to vote for. That's not someone we're interested in. We hope that's not the person we have to vote for. So the sentiment on the ground versus the sentiment that was being captured on social media and even in the polling was seemingly out of step, because Wisconsin, from a Democrat perspective, is a traditionally blue collar working class state. And this DSA message you're talking about, Francesca Hong's message, and Francesca Hong, frankly, as a candidate, just wasn't jiving with that. And you saw that in the late results in Milwaukee County last night, where it looks like the more higher educated white liberals went for Hong, but the more working class and frankly the black vote went for Crowley. And he's the Milwaukee County executive, so he's got the best name ID there. But she also didn't even overperform in Dane County, which is Madison, which is where you think of as the stronghold for the far left. She didn't do what she needed to do there either. So I do think Wisconsin is a very interesting commentary, not just on DSA, but on where the traditional Democrat voter wants to be and who they want to vote for. Because as a reminder, Crowley wasn't in the race. He got back in. He was in a distant fourth, didn't see his path to victory. He got out, and Tony Evers, the sitting governor, said, no, we need you. And he hitched his wagon to him and brought him across the finish line. So very interesting there last night.
Cassie, and this just raises the question about how much we can trust the polling, where we saw Abdul El-Sayed in Michigan. He did win, but he underperformed. And now with Hong, we mentioned she was projected to win by, some polls had her at 20 points up.
That's significant.
She loses. What's your trust in the polling system as we head into November?
Well, it's nothing personal against pollsters. They just have to keep figuring out a new model because people aren't participating in polls in the way that they did traditionally. And they're frankly being like, just leave me alone. I just want to live my life. I'm not really sure I want to talk about this. And that's what I think is interesting too, from the DSA side of things, where presumably that's where the oxygen is, that's where the enthusiasm, the momentum is. But these traditional Democrat voters and traditional voters writ large, because we're seeing this on the Republican side as well, are not wanting to be a part of that. And so they're just staying quiet and quietly going to the voting booth and casting their vote. But I will say, you mentioned Minnesota. That's a real surprise of the night too. On the Republican side, we expected Michelle Trefoya to have a really good night for Senate, but in the gubernatorial race to have Lisa Damith, who's the sitting Speaker of the House, she won in the Republican race. Polls thought that was going for Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy. That was another one from the Republican side. We said, that's may not be our strongest candidate. And now we're going into November with a really strong ticket in Minnesota. So I'm actually putting that one back on the map. That's going to be really competitive. Republicans are showing that they still know how to play in Minnesota and want to play in Minnesota.
Cassie, very, very quickly, do you think the Republicans can use this to their advantage?
The polling or the evening as a whole?
The evening as a whole, especially in relation to DSA and how they're pushed for these socialists.
Yeah, it was a sound rejection, certainly of DSA, certainly of, the craziness that became Francesca Hong's apology campaign about, no, I don't want to cancel Thanksgiving. But Tom Tiffany's been running a really good, strong race on the issues, on affordability, on higher education, on expanding the I-94 corridor, these local issues that he's been running on for months now. And now David Crowley, who again was not in the race until a week ago, he's got to figure out a statewide message. He's pretty behind on that right now.
And in Minnesota, Peggy Flanagan is going to have to answer to the massive fraud scandal that rocked that state coming up in November. Thank you very much, Cassie. We appreciate your time.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.